What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz.
Boy, Natty Baps.
We the BaptisteBros. So, a little bit of a technical difficulty today. I'm on my phone. Laptop's out of commission for a little bit. That's all right. I'm still here, still providing this great content for you guys. You know what I'm saying? We here.
We're here indeed. Week 14 is come and gone. A lot of chaos. This is my favorite time of the year. Every matchup having playoff implications. What you see on Sunday and after the fact is gonna change. We gotta talk about every game. We got overtime thrillers. We got controversial refereeing. But all that said, it's still a fantastic week of NFL football. If you're new to the channel, please like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, Shabazz and I, our birthday, we turned 26 on Saturday. So, if you want to do us a favor, like your bill, but we won't be together for it. That'll be next week. But for now, let's get right to for Saints win too. Man, listen. This is also before we start, shout out to all of our boys in the FID chat. I mentioned it yesterday. This was a very, very first time in our friendship that all of our teams won. And you're like, what? That can't be. No, because we have a Patriots fan, gross. We have a Jets fan, gross. We have a Giants fan, Mr. Matt himself. And then, the Saints, who are ass this year, and Baltimore. So, first time in my recollection that all of our teams won. So, shout out to us. But we start off with Thursday Night Football. Patriots beat the Steelers in a snooze fest. That it's 21-18. So, you're like, oh, maybe it was competitive. First, it was a tale of two halves. First half, Patriots destroyed them. It was 21-10 at halftime. And then after that, it was basically Steelers trying to play catch-up for the entire time. Did I watch the whole game? Unfortunately, yes. Did I have a good time watching? I was pleasantly surprised with Bailey Zappi. I was pleasantly surprised for the first half. He looked like an actual legit quarterback. And then all of a sudden, Mike Tomlin defenses, start showing up. And 3-and-out, punt. Wasn't as bad as the game we'll get to later on, but until they're basically just controversy. It's just like there was a false start called on the long snapper for a punt coverage, like false start, which wasn't. That's the literally punters do that. The long snappers do that shit all the time. They get into position and they look up, make sure they're good, and they look down and then snap. Oh nope, false start. And the Steelers were celebrating. As they're trying to drive down the field, they celebrate as if it's offsides on the Patriots. So then all of a sudden, it's 4th and 7. They get a chance to get the ball back, and it's Mitch Trubisky. Like, as much shit as we give Kenny Pickett, as much, oh my God, he's ass, or he has small hands, he's not a good quarterback, he's better than Mitch Trubisky. That drop-off and quality of quarterbacking was, oh my God, was significant. But Patriots made less mistakes. It's also just been announced that Patriots will part ways with Bill Belichick after the season. So right now, Bill Belichick has nothing to lose. It's, hey, fuck up the draft pick, keep winning games and start upsetting some teams that are trying to finalize their playoff positioning. I don't know who they got next week. We'll talk about that tomorrow, 8:30. Kansas City. Boom. Right? Kansas City's reeling, and we'll talk about them and their mishaps. Patriots, they just won a nice game and scored 21 points. More than the Chiefs scored in the last few weeks. So who knows what's gonna happen? But Patriots, they had a good win, and the vibes are back. They know it's a lost season, but they're like, freak it, let's go out and win for Coach Belichick. Now that everyone's known that it's his last season as a Patriots head coach, probably gonna go to Los Angeles to be a Chargers coach, hopefully. But we'll see. All in all, good win over the Patriots.
First of all, fuck Pittsburgh, indeed. Good win by Pittsburgh. I said that. Good win by the Patriots. Unfortunately, it's kind of a little too little, too late. Like they legit like Sunday they were like by Sunday morning they were alive, and then after the 1 o'clock games it was like, yeah, you're done. So like you're the second team eliminated from playoff contention, but like you said, like this is gonna be that time to like, you feel me, like all right, people playing for now their jobs now, like that's where the pride comes in. Like yeah, it's a lost season, you're not gonna make the playoffs, but like are you like this is for like the management and for the future coach, whoever he may be. Like I'm a winning player, or I'm a player that you can win with. So this is going to be a very interesting last month of the season for the Patriots. If you're the Steelers, you're like, damn, we literally lost ourselves out of playoff positioning. But then you got it back on Sunday. But you're in your head, you're like, fuck, because Houston, Indy, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Cleveland, like all these folks are still in it. So it's like you needed to win a conference win to like kind of like give yourself more confidence as you go to the not the hard parts of your schedule. I think you play Cincinnati again, you play Baltimore again, but in between that, it's like you have winnable games. I think you played Minnesota, so it's like we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm rooting for their downfall because fuck Pittsburgh, but yeah, it's we'll see how it goes.
Oh, hold on. Anyway, so yeah, that's fair now. Good coaching analysis there, Shabazz. Now again, we gotta talk about Bucks beat Falcons, which I needed. Now, fun fact: there's like 6 teams in the NFC that are 6-7, and 7 teams in the AFC that are 7-6. That shit is crazy. Also, I sent this to Shabazz earlier, and he's like, he didn't really react to it. He just kind of like looked at it like I was soft. Heading into week 15, 30 teams remain in playoff contention, and 24 teams are either in playoff position or within one game of a playoff spot. So shout out to Adam Schefter for that interesting nugget. But yeah, man, it's insane how the playoffs, again, I love this time of year. Playoff every week matters. Everything's going to change. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But in terms of Bucks beating the Falcons, last second Baker heroics, man. The Falcons came back and scored. Desmond Shitter had some bad plays, but I got to give him credit. Him and Drake London had the game of his career. He had like 8 for like a $140, a touchdown, clutch grabs. And he was awesome. Like, actually pretty great on Sunday. And there are times when Desmond Ridder made some questionable decisions and bad. Like literally, he threw a screen pass that got picked off at the 4-yard line. If it wasn't tipped, like he didn't touch the guy. That's a pick six. But good, that was just a great play by Carlson Davis. But Baker Mayfield, when no timeouts, had to go down the field and score a touchdown. As much as we smoked that Baker Pat, he did what he was supposed to do. He beat the bum ass Falcons. And now they can lose all their other games, and I don't really give a shit. 6-7. They're technically first place in the NFC South because of the division record. They're 2-1, no 3-1, and we are just out here selling the bag. But Bucks win, Falcons lose. They join the clusterfuck of 6 and 7 teams, and that's it. There's no other analysis of this game, really.
I'll give credit. I'll give credit to Baker because he was clutch, right? However, I'm watching Red Zone, and the play that like, I seen, and I was like, yeah, the Falcons is not this game. Was when Desmond Shitter overthrew Bijan on a freaking little out route for the touchdown. He was wide open, and he overthrew him. I think they had to settle for 3. And I was like, dude, that's routine. That's NFL throws. And you're missing that. But then you're dotting up Kyle Pitts. You're dotting up Drake London, who actually had to make him look better. because he was out here going contested grab all the time in that game. And you're like, bro, what the hell is going on? Like Desmond Ritter is the reason why you almost won, but he's also the reason why you lose the game. And like people would probably blame Arthur Smith. Like to be fair, he's had a lot of questionable moments, especially early in the season where like he's stubborn as hell not to try to use Bijan when you drafted him that high for a reason. But you got to give the credit to the Bucks though. Like not you wanted the Bucks to win, so they all can be tied. You know, I just didn't. I was like, I'm not going to root for the Bucks, but you feel me for the narrative, for the agenda. I guess we gotta go for the Bucks at least for this game. Now we can smoke the bacon pie rest of the season. So shout out to the Bucks. They won technically first place. Which is crazy how far like this season is because this was a moment that they literally have lost like 4 games in a row, then won against Carolina, and then won again. So it's like this season. I know it's only 18 weeks, regular season wise, but like the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs from teams is like. Look at San Francisco. We'll talk about them later. Like a team could go from losing 3 straight to then just reeling off like 4 straight like that. So it's like it's a game of runs. If your team is hot, hey, teams don't want to really play you. So shout out to the Bucks, but you know this is where a good story ends because at the end of the day, Baker's gonna let you down. So
Thanks. Alku was good gang. I hope you good. Hope you good. Hope you caught up to One Piece, man. It's emotional. We're done with Wano, which is it's
I've been
sad.
slacking. I haven't read the manga in a minute. I've been tweaking.
Manga going bananas, bro. But that's neither here nor there. Also, hope you make your fantasy football playoffs. Shout out to Shabazz. He snuck into the playoffs
Snuck in. Whoa.
Snuck in into the
I'm the
playoffs.
4th seed, motherfucker. I'm the 4th
Snuck
seed, bro.
into the playoffs.
Bro,
Snuck
no.
into the
What
regardless, bro.
we not gonna do is play me like I ain't win like 4 straight games to get into the playoffs as a 4th seed. No, no, no. What you're not gonna do is play me right now, like I'm a soft son.
Okay. Anyway, as Shabazz deals with technical difficulties,
Five straight. I want 5 straight. Fuck out of here.
Lamar makes
Oh yeah.
MVP case in shootout W versus the Rams,
Oh yeah.
37-31. I'm gonna
Took-
just talk my shit real quick, and you can go and rant with the purple background. I'll get the timing on that. One, Kyle Hamilton is probably the most valuable defensive player on your team. He is drastically needed. He is so great in his second year and literally fits what Baltimore wants to do. When he got hurt, shit got south and got ugly for your pass defense. You've been saying it for a few weeks now. Kind of get better play from your corners. And Marlon Humphrey got toasted a lot. It was bad. And what happened to Geno Stone? You know what? You don't know. Oh, he leads the league in picks. Geno Stone. So that's the kind of thing you gotta understand. You know, pass rush was non-existent against a bad offensive line. I think it's a blip. I don't not really cause for concern, but just something to be aware about. 2, Lamar Jackson. They did exactly what people were criticizing him for. Oh, he can't throw a deep ball. Oh, he's not accurate. He had one of the best passing days of his career. And yeah, without Mark Andrews, he's still finding guys. Odell Beckham is my last point. Him and OBJ in your receiving core are still to really blossom. And I'm proud of OBJ to come back from injury. And now he's celebrating in the end zone like he normally does. He's being awesome, doing the Michael Jackson impersonation. I'm watching the game. I watched the celebration, and Corbett's dad was like, "What the hell is he doing?" I'm like, "Dude, it's Michael Jackson." But he didn't get it. Point is, look, the Ravens are flying high. Everything worked out in your favor for the agenda of getting the 1 seed. But hey, we can't let up. We got another tough game. We got another big game. And hopefully we keep just stacking them W's. Keep stacking wins. MVP case-wise, I'm probably going to go with Dak right now. But anything can happen in the last four weeks. And I gotta apologize to Dak when we get to the end when we get to that game because I gotta own up to my L. But shout out to the Ravens, shout out to Lamar, and also fuck the Rams because now they're part of the clusterfuck of 6 and 7 teams in the NFC. So
The agenda.
the agenda is alive and well. Go talk your shit, gang.
Hey, you see it, motherfucker. You see it. Ravens flock. You know what to do. 10-3. So I wish I could look up the stats, but I can't. But there's some things of note. One, it was annoying watching this game because, ironically, I was like, yo, I want a game where both Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua both go off. You know I can't see that. You know I'm blind as shit. All right, thank you. Thanks. I guess. Wait, this helps. So, Mike, all right, you can take it out. You can take it off. You can take it off. Take it off. All right, I'm back. So, boom. Like, I was like, yo, like, I want a game where both of them go off. They both went off. They both made great plays, especially Cooper Cup in the fourth quarter when it mattered the most. Right? Puka Nakua was probably having the best rookie season, like, ever. Wide receiver season. Like he's impacting wins. Like, he's impacting wins. Not just, like I know Jamar Chase went to a Super Bowl his rookie year, but, like, it's him, and for a large stretch, it was him by himself because Cooper Cup was out for a while. So, like, in terms of, like, value, helping the team win, obviously we got Chase in there, but you got to put freaking Puka Nakua up there in terms of, like, what he's doing. Matthew Stafford, numerous times, he's going to get hurt, knock on wood, of course, because he on my chest, his back, everything was, like, aching him. And I'm like, dude, like, get this man some help. But that's enough for him. And then Kyron Williams, bro, shout out to him. Big Domer in the chat. He was running that first drive when I was surprised that that was their game plan, but they weren't scared to run the ball. Because Kyron Williams, he's elusive and he's strong. So he was like, yo, like, give me the rock. Like, let me see what I could do. And it was working that first drive. To be fair, they got a little too cute and started, like, when they got to the goal line, goal to goal, they kept, like, passing it, knowing that they got there because of the, like, 9 straight runs. So they got a little cute right there and fell for the field goal. And I thought, like, I bet it's time to, like, Ravens, what's going on. I will say this, like you said, Natural, I do think that this was a blip. Because prior to this, we were at the second high, like second in scoring defense, like top 5 in yards allowed, like point differentials high as hell. But, you know, sometimes it happens. When you play a desperate teams that, like, now they're in that clusterfuck of 6 and 7 for the agenda. But, like the Rams were rolling hot. They were rolling hot. They're a hot team and they're a desperate team because they needed to win. And unfortunately for us, we caught the dub because of Lamar. And I'm so happy that people are finally trying to put some respect on his name because, like, when he won the MVP, they was like, oh, he's not sustainable. Then this pissed me off when we lost everybody last year through the injury, and it's just him and Mark Andrews and a bunch of other folks, similar to what Patrick Mahomes got. Everyone was criticizing Lamar and saying, you still got to get it done. You still got to get it done. But, like, how? You look at Mahomes now, and he's getting the love and getting the respect and the adulation of, like, him only having Kelsey and no one else. And it's like, dude, it's the same thing with Lamar last year. But before he got hurt, we were the 1 seed, and, like 10-3, he got hurt. So I'm like, that shit pisses me off all the time. But that's last year. We're talking about now. 300 yards, almost 400 yards by himself on offense, 3 touchdowns. He threw a bad pick. He underthrew Bateman. He said it. He said, I got a little too cute. He said, once you start seeing the deep ball go in a little bit, He's like, oh, we just keep it going. Like sometimes you gotta go with the check down. Sometimes you gotta go with the mid range routes. You can take a deep shot on occasion, but when it starts hitting, that's where you all like fall victim to this. When someone's like hitting, you get cute and you start to let that bitch fly. So I love how he reeled himself back. It was all right, let's take what the defense gives me and start instead of forcing shit. Once he did that, our offense was scoring, keeping up back and forth. When we needed a stop from the defense, I was so mad on numerous occasions that they let me down. One being Marlon Humphrey got mossed twice. He got beat, and then he got mossed by Cooper Cup, and then he got a chance to seal the game with an interception. He had it in his hands, and then Marcus Robinson, former Raven great, popped it out of his hand. And I was like, dude, you gotta hold on to that, brother. That's like you win the game. No need for overtime. No need for no nonsense. You take away the highlight of the year for the Ravens with the Tyler Wallace punt return, but that doesn't matter. But then we get to overtime. I'm like, all right, we got the ball first. I bet. GG's, it's lit. 3-0. I was like, fuck. Then we punted the ball. I was like, defense, let's get a stop. Our offense can definitely hold it down. Got the stop, and then punt to Tyler Wallace, and then the rest of history. Definitely get escape was like behind the back. I said behind the back. It's not basketball. Blocking the back calls. Definitely escape with some of them for sure. But hey, I think he was on the road. Definitely would have been cold. But he was at home. They wasn't gonna call that home. You know what I'm saying? That's what put at home for the advantage. But the run game pissed me off a little bit. I'll be like, I love the fact that it was Lamar doing it, but like we had like 100 and something yards on the ground. That take away Lamar's 70, it's not enough. It's not a lot at all. Like Kean Mitchell and Gus did not have good games. To be fair, we were down a lot. Not a lot, but we were down at a lot of points in the game. So we couldn't really like run the ball as much as we wanted to. So I think that gets alleviated in the future. But like you said, it proved that Lamar can throw the ball to win. He was just an ultimate athlete. He threw it, he ran it, and shout out to our offensive line because we only allowed 2 sacks against one of the best defenders ever in Aaron Donald. He didn't get any. So like we were triple teaming that motherfucker. Like, you're not getting Lamar today. So shout out to this. I can talk on forever, but I'm hyped my team won. And because of other things that happened, we are now the 1 seed in the AFC, which makes me a little nervous because we have we have the hardest schedule remaining. Us and the Cowboys. Like we got the Jags who need a win. Then we got Miami. Then we got fucking San Fran at Christmas Day at San Francisco, and then we got Pittsburgh, who's that's always a matchup right there. No guarantees with that one. So, like realistically, 10-3 could end up being 10-7 real quick. So, like you said, we gotta be humble. We gotta like keep our head down and continue to be better and improve on the things that we sucked at last week. And we can come out this bitch 2-2. You know what I mean? 3-1. Lock up the 1 seed. I'll be so happy.
I want to show the play just because it's a great play. So then we can move on.
Towards Matthew Stafford.
So you don't need to hear the sound. Play. You can just hear like
Ethan Evans, the punt. Ravens set to get good position here.
Oh, you hear it? Cool.
Alan Wallace from the 25.
We rumble.
Alan Wallace breaks out of a tackle, takes it down the sideline. He stays in bounds. He stays on his feet. He takes it all the way and ends the game.
Boom.
There are no flags.
Crazy play. It's a great shit. The last thing on that, John Harbaugh started as a special teams coordinator and then worked through ranks. So it's cool to see a special teams play, win him a game. Saints take care of business 28-6 to join the cluster of 6-17. This is what happened. So I'm watching the game, right? I'm happy. I want to parlay. You feel me? And I had the Saints in it, and there was never a doubt. But if it was anybody else, we would have lost. Like, we didn't capitalize in the red zone. We didn't take care of business of the ball because Derek Carr threw just a back-breaking interception. We kept getting drives and moving the ball. Like, at some point, 11 of 12 plays was ran in Panthers territory. And then all of a sudden, it was 0-0 after the first quarter. Like, we were able to move the ball effectively, and we just couldn't capitalize on it. Now, luckily, we played the Panthers, who moribund, sad, bad, all that stuff. But having 119 passing yards is not a good look. The net passing yards he has is 110. Like, rushing yards, 97. We were running the ball well in the first half, and then all of a sudden, we started just throwing. We did get 4 sacks, which I'm like, cool, because that's something we haven't been able to get consistently, pressure on the quarterback. And lastly, just 30% on third down, not great. 25 minutes time of possession, not great. But we scored. Jimmy Graham got into the end zone, Kamara, Olave. So we did all this without Taysom Hill. We still don't have a consistent running game. We can't stop the run right now, and that's just it's kind of weird because back in the day, Saints, you used to be the one that's like, okay, cool, you can throw all over us, fine, but we're not gonna let you like run the ball on us. Now it's opposite. Now it's like, cool, we're not gonna let you pass on us, but you keep getting sacks or keep getting like almost sacks or almost tackles for losses. They break it and then go 4 yards and fall forward. We're going to play the Giants. And based on what I've seen with Tommy DeVito and his legs, that's going to be a matchup nightmare. We struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Bryce Young had 40 yards rushing. He only had 3 carries, but a lot of it was just like long strides and moving the chains. And that's the type of shit where you have an old and aging defense. Yes, north and south running, you're going to get 2 yards a carry, probably. But when you start going on the outside, we struggle with that. So we had a block punt. We made Bryce Young look terrible. And, I mean, that's not hard to do. Most teams make him look terrible. It's just a situation where it's like, damn, is there any redeeming qualities for the Panthers? I thought it was the defense. They're getting older and slower. I thought it was a receiving core. Psych, never thought that. And he thought maybe Bryce Young would make some big plays, and he just made a lot of bad throws. He had 1 pick, which kind of was a pick, but wasn't really. It didn't count as a pick. It was a fumble, and it landed on a guy's lap. So it's like he didn't have any redeeming plays. He used his legs effectively, but he was only 13 for 36 for 137 yards, so less than 30%. Like, that's not going to win you games. I know the Saints have a great pass defense. I know that. And that's why I'm ho-hum about it. We took care of business. We clocked in. We did our shift. We clocked out. No major injuries. We win the game. Cool. We have the Giants coming into town. Like I said, I said it last week. Let's go 7-7 by my birthday. We play the Rams a week after. We go 8-7. I'll be above 500 for the first time since freaking October. And let's take care of business. So let's clock into our shift and make it happen.
You guys, you just there, you know? You just there. Call it dub, you were supposed to win. Like, there's a reason why you guys were 5.5-point favorites. Like, you held it down. That's it. Now, if it was a closer game, I'd be more concerned. But I think the fact that you didn't have to use Taysom was a good thing. Now, next week, we play the Giants. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Tommy Cutlets, that boy Tommy Cutlets, we're going to talk about that later, man. I freaking called it. We both called it. We vindicated on that part. But Panthers just they're just Panthers right now. Like they're just Panthers.
All
So next,
right. So yeah, now that our games are done, we probably gonna be a little bit faster. We had to talk about our teams a lot, but we talk next. Bengals are sneaky good again with a dub versus the playoff Colts, 34-14. I'll say
Bullshit.
this: Jake Browning, he got hurt at the end of the game, but something. I'm not saying Joe Burrow's system quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. That's dumb and disingenuous. But him saying, fuck it, Jamar Chase down there somewhere. This is a good game for T. Higgins as well. Like, he got other receivers involved and actually looked like a professional offense. So they doing their thing. Shout out to the rookie from Illinois. I don't know. I think it's Chase Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's providing that spark that Keaton Mitchell provided for the Ravens when he came in and like, oh shit, this guy's actually good. He was hurt all year and he played his first game last week. So he's continuing to get better and better and get more involved. Bengals, man, I wanted to write them out when Joe Burrow got down, but I think I did, or probably almost did.
I think we did.
Man, like they beat a Colts team that was winning. They were streaking. You beat a Jags team that they should not have beaten, and now the Jags look ass. So they keep stacking wins. Next week they play the Vikings on Saturday on our birthday. So anything can happen, and I'm here for
it. Minshew sold for sure, because like the Bengals defense is not bad. It's average. It's average to slightly above. And like time after time, he was making bad reads and all that. And I freaking said it. I wish I forgot it, but I remember I said it last week. Like, let's do Michael Pittman. Like, bro, he gets like 8 catches a game for like 90 yards. Like, bro, like watch it. So if I do put it on a bet for him to get like 8 catches, throw like $1 on it, whatever, bro, he only get like 7. I'm gonna be so tight. He has like a month straight for 8 catches, bro. But they got the yards.
He had 8 for 95.
8 for 95 is crazy. But like it doesn't mean anything because you only scored 14.
Yeah.
Like the defense got carved up. And I'm just like, yo, what's going on? Like this is for like they literally watching Jacksonville lose as the game's going on. They see Jacksonville losing. I'm pretty sure someone putting that bug in the air like, yo, we win this game. We have a chance. And it's like, y'all didn't show up. The Bengals did. But they have they got the Browns again eventually. They got the Chiefs and they got the Steelers. So it's like that's 3 losses right there. I don't see them winning that. So it's a good story for Jake Browning. He got his family in the booth. Shout out to Joe Burrow. But I think it's too little too late because that early season like struggles that they had, I think it finally gonna come back and bite them in the ass. But you didn't want to say it. I'm not making this the agenda. This is not the agenda. We are fans of Joe Burrow on the spot. But to say that he's a system quarterback,
we shouldn't say it. What we should say.
I'm not saying that, but I understand why people might. Not people.
I think it's a joke, but I think what people are taking away from this is that if Joe Burrow just sat, who knows what the record could have been. Because he played against the Browns and it was ass. He played against the Rams, and yeah, they won the game. But they were 0-3, and they were bad 0-3 because he was playing hurt. Now, who knows? Maybe his hand doesn't get hurt. Who knows? They had Jake Browning this whole time. Let him play. This is why you have a good backup. Now, Jake Browning's probably not going to stay in Cincinnati. He's probably get his money because he's showcasing he can win games. But this whole time, season could have been different if they just said, Joe Burrow, don't play with the calf injury. Just chill out. We have a backup. We have our system. Let's make it happen. If we lose, cool. We win, great. But we'll get you healthy. Now, if he was there for this final stretch, hold on. But in their whole it wouldn't be 7-6. They probably would be like 9-5 or whatever the hell. And they'd be trying to figure out playoff positioning. Now they're on the outside looking in, all because Joe Burrow wants to be irresponsible. So I'm not going to say he's a system quarterback. I'll say he made a mistake in playing hurt. Same thing with the Prince, the elite Joe Flacco beats the Prince 31-27. Trevor Lawrence had 3 touchdowns. Yay, cool. He had 3 bad picks, 3 bad interceptions. Jags took so. It's crazy how both teams, in terms of the Bengals and the Jags, played on Monday night. One team looked, boom, we gonna punch you in the mouth and be ready to go. The other team got punched in the mouth. David Njoku looking like Rob Gronkowski out there, man. Joe Flacco feeding that man. It's crazy. And shout out to, okay, whatever, this dude. Sure, I'll tell you later what this guy says on Twitch. But anyway,
Nah, tell me now.
he says, I wanted to buy monkeys for my zoo, but you guys are literal gorillas. You'd bully my monkeys in that cage. Okay. Regardless, though, did you see it? No. Oh,
Nah, I can't.
I got you. I'll post it up. I wanted to buy some monkeys.
Oh, hold on. I ran trailing over Brock last 2 weeks.
Oh no, that's not Elku. Elku's fine. Elku's the GOAT. This guy on Twitch was like, I wanted to buy some monkeys for my zoo, but you guys are little gorillas. You bully my monkeys in that cage.
You got a lot of typos there, my brother. Focus on your English, fam.
Or
But
anyway, the elite Joe Flacco take care of business and handled his business. Browns, again, same situation. Deshaun Watson got out, and Joe Flacco was sitting on the couch, straight off the couch university. You feel me? Who knows?
It's weird. I feel like if he's good to go, he's good to go. But if I was him, if I was his management, I'm like, yo, bro, you had a high ankle sprain and you're playing the week after on a short week because you got it on like late Monday, like late Monday, like 11 o'clock on Monday. You playing Sunday at 1 o'clock in Cleveland in the cold. That's not good. And now it's like you're still hurt. And then you're about to host Baltimore in a must-win game Sunday night. I think you could have, if hindsight being 2020, okay, you lose the game anyway. Then it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point if I'm going through the beat, having a bad showing of throwing 3 picks? They saying like the score 31-27 is not indicative of the game. The Browns was whooping that ass the whole time. And you got some clutch, like some not clutch. They got some lucky like late touchdowns, and they're trying to like make the score closer than what it was. No, from start to finish, from the first drive, Joe Flacco to David Njoku was busting that ass. Kareem Hunt getting into the end zone, busting that ass. David Njoku again, busting that ass. Myles Garrett eating up. Like the whole defense was just feeding at the home energy and fact of like, bro, like they're scoring offensively. They're scoring offensive points. Bet defense can play harder now because our offense got our back. That's what we call complementary football, ladies and gentlemen. That's where like, if you have a good dominant defense like the Browns have the potential to be, if your offense is scoring points, you're like, okay, like you feel more motivated to like get the ball back to them. So that's what they were doing. Jacksonville, like you're still going to be in the playoffs. I think you still are a good team. But, like, you lost to Cincinnati at home when you shouldn't have lost without Joe Burrow. You lose to Cleveland. And now you're about to, hopefully, lose to Baltimore. You want to lose 3 straight. After you ended up being 8 and, I think, 9. No, not then. No, we're 8 and 3. Now you're 8 and 5. About to be 8 and 6. And depending on how other things go in your division, you'll be out. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So they got to really lock in this week. Actually, no. Lock in next week. Not this week. Like, after this loss you get, lock in. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of locking in, Lions officially fraudulent.
Oh.
As Bears beat down Motown 28-13.
Bear down, my brother. We freaking called it, bro. Jared Goff is not good in the cold. Tiny hands, he can't catch the rock. When he gets the rock, his hands is cold. He has to interception, fumble. Amara doing nothing. Justin Football Fields is being that dude. Demon DJ Moore. We knew that the offense was not the problem. We knew that Justin Fields and DJ Moore would be a connection. Everyone knew this. Like, if you're a football fan, like, you knew this would work. And it's clearly working. I wish they could run a little bit more better without Justin Fields, like Khalil Herbert or Deontay Johnson, whoever they got. Just run the ball up. But that's offensive line play. You know, but then Justin Fields making plays with the offensive line is breaking down, and Aiden Hutchinson almost got him. He doing Houdini shit, bro. That's what we love to see. If we can see that more often, you feel me? Like, they wouldn't be needing to get Caleb Williams or Drake May or whoever the fuck. You could draft Marvin Harrison. You got DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison, and then you got Montez Sweat on the defense. Bro, that's a contending team right there. But instead, you want to fumble the bag against the Broncos. You want to lose. You want to blow the bag against the Lions a couple weeks ago. You could be 7-7. A lot. 6-7 or freaking 7-6. But yeah, instead you want to, like, the bad management of, like, having these horrible games in the beginning of the season, which is why NFL is king, because every game matters. You want to blow the bag and now you're 5-8. To be fair, in the NFC, where, like you mentioned earlier, that playoff spot is like a clusterfuck for 2 spots. It's probably going to be Philly or Dallas in that 5. So that's already locked up. So for 2 spots, it's like 6 or 7 teams. But you're in there. So now you got Cleveland. You got Minnesota again.
There's 8 teams for 2 spots right now.
18 for 2 spots is insane. But if you could do a good showing, Justin Fields, if you end up in Chicago next year, great. But now you're like, yo, if I do, awesome. But if I don't, I'm auditioning for my next spot. Hopefully it's Atlanta. This will make me happy. I know not for you.
Oh yeah,
me. We're from the area, your hometown kid. You get on some like Tommy DeVito energy. You know what I'm saying? Bears had a great game. Lions freaking fraudulent, and now they're about to play Dallas. Yeah, I think they play Miami.
They play the Broncos on Saturday.
But then after that, they play, I think, Dallas, right?
Yes, I want to say. Hold on.
What's their schedule looking like?
They got Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys the 30th, and then Vikings to close out the season.
Okay, so the only hard game you guys have is the Cowboys. Semi-difficult will be the Broncos, and then fairly light, but we'll see because the division is the Vikings. Bro, if y'all go from 9-3 to 9-8 and miss the playoffs, this would be the biggest blunder of you guys. Like, bro, don't do it. I'm still rooting for y'all to at least get to the playoffs, host a playoff game. But come on, y'all gotta lock in. Because you should have lost to the Saints. You should have lost to the Bears earlier. So you should be low-key on like a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, you got punched in the mouth by the Packers as well. You said everything that needed to be said. I'll say this one thing. In terms of sacks and turnovers, the Lions had 7. 3 turnovers, 4 sacks. Allowed, rather. And Chicago only had 3 sacks and no turnovers. So, I don't know. What's the commandment say? Touchdowns, not field goals, and don't turn the ball over. It's almost like it's universal. Texans turn into infirmary as Jets fly high 30-6. It's not much to say about this game. It was 0-0 at halftime, and the Jets ended up scoring 30 points in a half. The Jets scored 30 just in general, regardless if it's a half. Zach Wilson, he kind of said the best quote ever. He's like, I've already been benched. What else do I have to lose? That's fair, and that's valid. CJ Stroud, concussion. Nico Collins, injury. Tank Dell already out for the season. So their big offensive weapons are hurt.
Dalton Schultz already was out.
Dalton Schultz already out as well. So you have a team that was young and fighting and being feisty, but all of a sudden now they're hurt. So it's like, fuck. That's the one thing about the NFC season. Yeah, every game matters, but it's like, damn, it's a war of attrition. And CJ Stroud did his longest to stay healthy. He's in concussion protocol, and he's probably going to clear. But, man, you hate to see it because now the Texans play a frisky-ass Titans that want to beat everybody and ruin their own tank. So who knows what's going to happen? It's in Nashville. Again, who knows what's going to happen there? And if they don't have CJ Stroud, it's Davis, General Mills taking the helm. Ugh. The Texans ruined my parlays. A lot of my parlays. Almost won if the freaking Texans beat the Jets. All you had to do was beat the Jets, CJ. But he got hurt. But still, even before he got hurt in like the third quarter. He was bad. Like, he made some. The Jets defense is great. Yeah, and they finally got something. It took a half, but they finally got something from Zach Wilson. So it's like, damn, Texans lost a winnable game. So now they're the part of the clusterfuck of 7 and 6 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 teams that are 7 and 6 in the AFC. I misspoke earlier. I thought there were 7, but there are 6 teams that are 7 and 6, and they are a part of it. They control their own destiny in terms of getting into the playoffs. So we shall see. And for the Jets,
They playing spoiler, bro. They probably won't make it because they're 5 and 8, but they can definitely play spoiler for a lot of teams. And plus, that defense is still like, no matter what the offense does on a week to week basis, that defense is still top 5. Like, and I was worried that they were going to go on like a 10-game loser streak, but hey, like, feel me? They won the game, and they low-key can win another one, which I'm going for because they play Miami. It's at Miami. There's no weather, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Miami vulnerable right now. Now, also, they might fuck around and drop 30 on y'all. But, like you said, Zach Wilson, that quote was like, yo, I've already been benched. What else is there to do? That's like a guy with like nothing to lose at this point. And the scariest people to fight or to face is someone with nothing to lose. The Jets have nothing to lose except for pride. That's it.
Pride is the same word.
Tyler might get fired. Wilson might lose his NFL career. Whatever happens. But, like, bro, what you can control now is how you put out this last month of the season, which is the best month of football because every game matters to somebody. So, shout out to the Jets. Shout out to the Jets, man.
All right, I'm going to go through the easy games first, and then we're going to wrap up with the hard ones. Vikings win punt fest versus Raiders 3-0.
I don't care for this game. I don't care.
Yeah. Hold on. Yes, it was 3-0 if you didn't see it. Punt, pick, all the P's. And Josh Dobbs, Passionate got benched, and Nick Mullins is starting on Saturday against the Bengals. I know you want chaos, but I'm going with Cincinnati. The next one, Broncos cook Chargers as Herbert is now out for the season.
That's painful.
That's painful because again, he's in Vernell's in the fantasy playoffs, and Herbert was his quarterback. Now he has to scramble to find a new one. Good luck with that. But yeah, man,
drop somebody. Though.
Bro, I've been dealing with injuries all season.
Call me Kalu,
huh?
Call me Kalu and huh?
Crazy. Anyway, I'm dealing with. I have Geno Smith who has a groin injury and Tommy DeVito. Like, no, I don't have anybody, bro.
I don't need that. I don't want that.
Exactly. So Broncos cook Chargers, man. Brandon Staley, bro. They play on Thursday, so they're not gonna fire him midweek, obviously because there's a short week. But man,
After this,
I think they lose to the Raiders, bro. I think they might pack it up, bro. I think the locker room will be lost. You have nothing to play for but pride, and I think they would fire Brandon Staley then, bro.
yeah, I think it's GG's, bro. I think win or lose, regardless, is GG's because I think we clinch a. Who you see? You got Ravens at 10, Dolphins at 9.
The Chargers are at 5.
No. There's a point I'm making. Jags at 8, Chiefs at 8, and then like the 7 teams at 7 wins, bro. They're not making the playoffs. So I think they're like certain teams will win a game again. Like let's say all those 7-win teams, right? So like say half of them go 8 wins. The Chargers will be mathematically eliminated. So it's like no matter, like, just like the Patriots, no matter what they do, they're gonna be out this week. I'm jacking it because
Patriots officially out.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no matter what, if they won on Thursday and they still was out on Sunday. So like even if they win, they'll still be out this week. I'm jacking. So like tough.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Pick it up.
Yeah, I got you. Niners take care of Seahawks despite slow start. Again, Geno Smith didn't play. He had a groin injury. It was Drew Lock. Yeah, it's a heated rival. So, of course, it's going to be close to the first half. And then check down Brock Purdy. I can't really call him that. But, man, people want to give him the MVP. I don't want to spend time talking about it. I just know I disagree with it. Just know that I'm like, he shouldn't be MVP. He's not even the most valuable person on his freaking team. And if that's the case, you can't win an award for the entire league if you're not the most valuable person on your team.
It's a 2-man race, bro. They're gonna put Purdy in it, but I completely agree with you. He is not the MVP of his own offense, let alone team, but his own offense. I'll put McCaffrey over him. Emmanuel Bum-ass Acho got Trent Williams in. No. He's a great left tackle, the best of this generation, but they're not gonna give the prestigious award of the NFL to a defensive lineman. Hall of Famer for sure, but they're not gonna give him MVP. No, be realistic. Come on, be fucking for real. And then McCaffrey, he's cooking, but he's not having a statistical season like that. Will hold it down. But it's a 2-man race. We talked about one earlier with Lamar, but then Dak, which is Sunday night. We'll talk about that in really the next game. So bro, those are the two. Because why? They, especially this year for Dak, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna talk about this more in depth later. Playmakers. They're not game managers no more. Especially Dak. He graduated from game manager to playmaker. Because that was the criticism. He was the biggest thing with game managers like Brock Purdy and prior to the season, Dak Prescott was they won't win you the game, but their job was to not lose you the game. Now, Purdy is still when things aren't right, when things aren't clicking 100%, he fumbles under the pressure. You lost 3 straight in the mid of the season. People just forget about that. Because everyone show short-term memory-wise, they forget that he just lost 3 straight. In the core of the season, bad losses, bad performances. The 3 straight times. Now, if you had one and then you won a couple, then another one, and they can be you inconsistent, sure. But he had 3 straight bad ones. And ever since Dak lost to the 49ers, he's been on an absolute heater. Statistically wise. I know they lost what did they lost to? Philly. I get that. But he got the lick back on Sunday night. And then Lamar just under the radar, not really talked about much. Teams been winning games. But now if we talk about it when the day comes, if Lamar could beat San Francisco and Miami back to back, give that man the MVP to Christmas, day after Christmas. Mail it to his house already. We'll talk about that when the time comes. But Dak and Lamar. Purdy, no. Media will give it to him, but in our eyes, I can't acknowledge that.
So we have one more game and then the Dallas game, and it's Bills beating the Chiefs.
You're right.
No controversy at all. No controversy at all. Sarcasm, of course. This was a heavyweight fight. The Bills lucky to win. They put themselves in a position to win. Someone talked about this before, and I'm so sorry I don't know their name because I'm gonna want to give them credit. They said the reason why all those Patriots teams always got bailed out by the refs, or the early Kansas City teams got bailed out by the refs. It seemed like that was the narrative because they made you make the mistake, and they capitalize on those mistakes that you make. Now, it's the reverse. Now, the Chiefs are the ones making the mistakes, and the opponents are capitalizing on those mistakes. Kadarius Toney had 5 instances in that one game alone of lining up offsides. No, they didn't call it, but they could have definitely called it 5 different times. Yes, the play was awesome, but it wasn't like a ticky-tack. It was ticky-tack, of course, but it was a penalty. Also, in the top of that, the flag came out before the play even started. So thinking it was like, maybe it was illegal formation or something, but no, they said offsides. If you can't even see where the ball is, you're offsides, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, defenders get away with that shit sometimes, and there's like some nuanced rules about delay of games and false starts and stuff like that. That's one thing, but when you are actually like lined up offsides to the point where you can't even see the ball, that's a problem. So yeah, everyone's gonna talk about the refs. Oh, the refs this. Oh, the refs that. But think about it that way. Think about it this way. The Bills were the better team.
Yeah.
They didn't do the whole, go into the house and make a sandwich, eat a bowl set. They didn't do all that. They didn't need to. But for the first half, Josh Allen was playing like an MVP candidate. And then he threw a pick and it went to shit. And they're lucky to win. But that's why the game is 60 minutes and not a half. But conversely, Kansas City, you said this before, and I got to give you credit. I put you back on the screen. They keep starting off slow. Them and Philly. We're going to talk about Philly in the next game. Start off slow, make mistakes, have drops. They miss Eric Bieniemy, called it. Hold on.
Vindication.
Bro, their offense is, and they use Kevin Wilds, broken and bad. There's nothing redeeming about them at all. Yes, they have my guy Mahomes. I have his jersey hanging up on my wall. Yes, they have Travis Kelce, the black tight end, the people's tight end. Shout out to George Kittle, but he's also like a fan favorite. Cool. Those two guys, and shout out to Pacheco. He didn't even play, but they have a running back that can actually take the carries and take the hits and run angry. And Andy Reid, of course. But this is a situation where the whole is not the sum of its parts. Individual parts are great, but you still have bad receivers. This is the same exact offense with one difference. Non-Juju it's Rashee Rice instead of Juju Smith-Schuster. That's the difference. That's it. It's the same team that won the Super Bowl. Same team that put up 37 points against the Eagles. Same team that went back and forth. Boom, 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 boom with Jacksonville. Boom, boom, boom with Cincinnati. And then obviously beat the Philadelphia Eagles to be Super Bowl. This is not a good team. What's the difference? Eric Bieniemy's not there, and receivers can't catch. They have 34 drop passes. But of course, the ref blew the game. The ref didn't call it. Your team is bad. Your offense is bad. And I'm calling the upset right here, right now. Patriots are going to beat you.
The agenda.
Fuck the agenda.
Let me just guess the agenda. I need them to win.
The agenda is the agenda, But I genuinely think you are that bad that a 3-10 team that has just announced they're firing Bill Belichick, they're going to be inspired. They're not looking behind them. The refs did this, or they're not thinking about the game before. They had 10 days to get ready for you. They're on to Kansas City, as Bill Belichick said. And they're literally on to Kansas City. It's gonna be 8-6, and you're like, what happened? And Mahomes is gonna make the playoffs, whatever. But we didn't even mention it with the Broncos game. They're 1 game back. Broncos are 1 game out of the AFC West division. I don't know. Broken and bad. And Mr. Hardaway, Cowboys Super Bowl 2024, I disagree. But Shabazz agrees because he picked them in the preseason.
Whoa.
He picked them in the preseason. Those are his preseason.
to get to the Super Bowl.
Nah, he picked them.
But then the motherfucking lose to my motherfucking Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Tight shit. All right.
I'm done. You go ahead, bro.
All right. First of all, Mahomes finally crying like a bitch. I love it. When shit is sweet, you feel me? You want to just be like, oh, how you say? Like he wants to not front run, but he's finally being exposed for being a bad guy, like having some emotion. Like, okay, but him and Reed, you knew he was in the wrong for that. Oh, it's been 2,500 and something. I don't know. They called it before the play. So no matter if he scored a touchdown or not, okay, that's 1 point. Second point, even if they had scored, it's 24-20, a minute something left, and literally no one's talked about this. I'll be the one to pop the bottle. Start the conversation. The Bills had 3 timeouts with a minute something left. So even if they motherfucking scored, who's to say Buffalo would not go down the field and not score? Who was to say that? Hindsight being 2020, we don't know. But like, bro, like no one's thinking about everyone's so reactionary. Oh, the Chiefs got robbed. They've been robbing folks for the Chiefs for the last 7 years that Mahomes been the starter, bro. Like, let's be real. The Jets game early in the season, Sunday night, they don't throw the flag unless Sauce gets that interception. He gets the pick, flag. Numerous occasions in that game alone where they helped out the Chiefs. Numerous. There's memes around every time the Chiefs win of Mahomes with the referee because it's there. It's blatant. The fact that the refs help the Chiefs so much, and when it's finally back-to-back weeks, we're not even back-to-back. Let's call a spade a spade. The reason why they didn't call the PI, because they called that bum-ass flag on the defense. He was a unnecessary roughness because he was in bounds. So they didn't call it, and like let the hit like ooh highlight heavy hit. Oh my god. They would have called the play. They would have called that flag. But the fact that they did, they had a course correct. So don't say the refs coached you the game. Don't say that. To win the game, you played bad. And you said 30-something drops, 34 drops, bro. Like, what do you want them to do about that? Broken and bad. I love that terminology. Shout out to Kevin Wallace. Broken and bad. They got to get right. Because unfortunately for me and for us, because we love Broncos downfall, the Broncos playing well. They're winning the game they're supposed to win. So it's like, bro, you wanna fuck around? Yeah, you can mess around and be out the playoffs because you're 8-6 or 8-5. Sorry, 8-5. Which we got the upset 8-6. So then you're like, yo, what's going on? Because if Denver wins, I think they win the division. I mean, you have to check that tomorrow. But if they win and you lose, it's dicey. It's real dicey, man.
No, they'll be tied. The reason I just did it just in case the Chiefs lose and then whatever. Chiefs would still hold a division lead because they have 6 conference wins versus Broncos 4. But if they don't have the same record, Broncos get the division. If they have
Okay.
the same record, then the Chiefs do.
Okay. So we're entering the last stretch where every game matters, and you got like this is gonna segue into Philly. So I'm gonna say this comment: you cannot keep saying we're playing our best ball, but we're winning. Well, no, we're not playing our best ball, but we're winning. We're not playing our best ball, but there's red flags in your team that you do not want to address, and now it's coming back to bite you now. Case in point, Philly get blown out by 20. I fell asleep in the third quarter because I was like, bro, it's a rout. It was 24-6. Philly does not score an offensive touchdown for the first time in mad long. It should have been like goddamn 50. But and I'm proud for the Cowboys. I'm glad they got the win. I do have them as the 1 seed. I think the 2 seed, I look at my paper. I'll do that when natural talks. But you've been saying that the past defense has been horrendous. And now the national media is finally on the bandwagon. So it's like next year, I hope we in contention for the sports media top whatever. Shout out to Uncle Shay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But we hear what it takes, man. It don't marinate until the national media then is on the bandwagon. But Cowboys red flag out. We're seeing it ended up because they dropped 33, so he gets blinded. The kicker made like 59 or 60-yarder, another 50. Domer, by the way, is the fact of they not finishing in the red zone. So that's going to eventually come back to bite them. But when you got a good kicker, and Aubrey's a good kicker, like it helps because we got Justin Tucker, so it definitely helps. But like you want to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. If you absolutely have to kick, then you have to kick. But he hit 4 field goals. Crazy. Like him in fantasy outgained a lot of folks by himself. Which is crazy. But if you're Philly, Jalen Brown's hurt. I said, yeah, that's a Jalen Brown. It's not basketball. Jalen Hurts is hurt. AJ Brown. People were saying he's in the MVP conversation. And ever since they started gassing him up, that's when he started sucking. Devontae. I love Devontae Smith. He fumbles.
All 3 of them did at some point.
All 3, their big 3 fumbled. They're not running a rock with Swift anymore. Dallas Goedert came back. He didn't do much at all. Defensively, you got carved up by Dak, who was in the MVP conversation. He's probably, I think Vegas has him as the leading candidate. But now, for Philly, you're fortunate because you had fucking Buffalo, Kansas City, Dallas earlier, San Fran, and then Dallas just now. So you end off the gauntlet 3-2.
Yeah,
not bad at all. Where you lost, you should have lost all those games. You should have, because you were down and you said you started slow. You started slow in a lot, and fortunately, you were able to salvage some of those wins. But you can't keep starting slow. But fortunately, you end off the season with losing Seattle, the Giants twice, and I forget the team in between, and the Cardinals. So you could fuck around and go 4-0 and go 14-3 and start to feel yourself a little bit. But in the back of your mind, you get like, we're not winning the way we're supposed to win. Versus Dallas, they got their gauntlet coming up. Because they got Buffalo and Miami and Detroit to end the season.
And then the Commanders.
Which they'll be fighting for something. It's division, doesn't hurt. But maybe you get the 1 seed locked up. And then you just chill it. So, you feel me? Hey, if you're a Philly man, you sweating a little bit. You didn't be saying you got spanked by San Fran, you got spanked by Dallas. So you lose two straight, and your people was hurt, and your people not playing well. Shit.
Yeah, you mentioned it the excuse of, oh, we're not playing our best ball, but we're still winning. What's your excuse now? You're not
Week
playing
14, bro.
you're not playing your best ball, and it's not losing by. And this is like the old adage of like, oh, would you rather lose off a heartbreaker or lose by getting blown out? Saints last week, right? We dead in the water, 21-0. Fought back, showed the heart of a champion. Yeah, we lost, but we came back and fought. This game, from start to finish, Dallas was in control the entire time. Last week, you had two promising drives and then kicked field goals. And what happened? Seattle, I said San Francisco, sat up in their chair and played. At some point, it went from, I think, 10 straight drives combined from Niners and Cowboys. Points were scored. 9 touchdowns and a field goal. That 60-yarder was a part of that drive. Other than that, it was like a kneel down for halftime. But yeah, it was not like 10 straight possessions for their opponents. Points were scored. That's a concern. That's bad. And you have your big three fumbling the bag and fumbling the rock. Again, Philly, you have 10 wins. You're at 10-3 right now. You're number 5 in the NFC. You easily could lose all of your games. And you easily can win all of your games. What are you going to do? You just got smoked by Philly. I said Philly. You just got smoked by the Cowboys, and you got smoked by the Niners. Back-to-back weeks. If you're the NFC champ, if you're the Super Bowl runner-up that people believe that people picked you to win the Super Bowl again, get back and win. No Super Bowl hangover. What are you going to do Monday night against Seattle? In Seattle. Which, although they are slacking right now, they are a talented team. And your defense is going to let DK Metcalf go bananas.
Upset.
Calling
it now, man. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. But for the agenda, for chaos, upset alert, brother.
I know. All right, last 2 games. The Monday night doubleheader. Attack of the Titans upset Dolphins 28-27. As Hill doesn't do anything of note. So that's a little bit misleading because Tyreek Hill tweaked his ankle when like 6 minutes to go in the first quarter and didn't get back onto the field until basically the end of the third. For some reason, he didn't play a lot. Now, he wanted to play. He was on the sidelines talking to McDaniel like, yo, put me in. And no. And it was evident. It was 10-10 for the longest time. It was 10-7 at halftime, Titans. Now, again, if you weren't and had the setup that I had and had 4 TVs, you probably wasn't watching both of the games. I was watching one or the other. If you watch this game, Titans were bad. But Tua turned the ball over. Tua just being bad. Like, yeah, he had one bad fumble. But other than that, he just didn't do anything. Like, this was a chance to solidify, I don't need Tyreek. But guess what? You do. Because as soon as he comes back into the game, they go down the field. As soon as he comes back into the field, goes down the field, they kick a field goal. Boom. The defense, get a muff punt. They scored. Raheem Mostert scores twice. The defense had a pick 6. They had 27 points, but it was like the randomest 27 points of all time. Tua was bad. And I hope Tyreek Hill is not a long injury. It's an ankle. But when you're that fast and you need that, you're playing a Jets team that's desperate, that's feeling good about themselves with nothing to lose. You have everything to lose. You are right now the number 2 seed. And you want to be at home as much as possible, playing a bad team. You fuck around and start losing, you're going to be the 3 seed. And then you'll have to play right now. The 3 seed is Pittsburgh. But
that defense though.
That defense though. And if you keep losing, you might be the 4. If you keep losing, Buffalo might take the division from you. You are a finesse team, a bunch of break dancers, as Chris Broussard wants to say. You can't be this inconsistent. Have some toughness. Run the ball. You had the game won. It was 27-14. What happened? It was 27-13. I apologize.
One stop.
Needed one stop. Couldn't get it. D-Hop and Will Levis looking like Brady and Gronk. Looking Brady and Moss. Crazy. So Dolphins got to figure out who they want to be and what they want to be. Because this is a back-to-back weeks of just they won, but now they lost. And the Titans, they want to play spoiler. They might not make the playoffs, but Mike Vrabel teams, you know this as an AFC as an AFC fan. You go to Tennessee or you play Tennessee, you gonna fight. They might. It's gonna be tough, to say the least. And hell, the Saints played them week 1, and that defense, Jeffrey Simmons didn't even play. So their defense of Harold Landry and a bunch of guys, they fight hard for Mike Vrabel. And I want to talk more about the Giants game next, but you have anything to say about the Dolphins and the disappointment or the
fraudulent? I'm sad as a guy who had the Waddle Hill to a stack. I didn't make the playoffs. Hurt for that.
Wait, you didn't make the playoffs? Damn.
I needed to win or I think Doghouse to lose. And I lost to Jason, and then Doghouse won, or someone won. But it's okay. I'm retiring for fantasy after this year anyway, so it's all right. But bro, you don't lose that game. And then Dominic Foxworth could suck a dick. I'm not gonna hold you.
Whoa.
He was like, bro, he mentioned the Ravens out of nowhere in his whole beginning. He's like, oh, Raven-esque. I'm like, why is my team in your mouth? You played for the team. You played for us, bro. You helped us win the chip. Why is my team in your mouth when it had nothing to do with this game? So that just blew my mind. I was like, bro, why? I'm listening in this morning. I'm like, he's like, it was Raven. It's like, why is my team in your mouth? Shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you? But bro. And me and Nick Wright don't usually align with our takes, but hey, it's one of those.
Rebounds for $70.
Who?
I need 4 more Anthony or AD rebounds for $70.
What's the quarter?
Last fourth quarter, 3 minutes left.
Oof.
Literally everything else happened. I need 14 rebounds. He had 10.
You need him 14 rebounds?
Yeah, against Dallas with no big man.
Bro, what is wrong with you? You greedy motherfucker.
That was his line. That was his line.
We could have done 10 rebounds and kept it pushing, bro. You want to be greedy.
It's a free bet anyway, so
okay.
If I lose, I get $5. But what is bet? If I win, it's $70. You will.
Right. But Dolphins. Now people saying they fraudulent. They dare and so shout out to Speak. Shout out to Joy. Her takes be out there, but this one was on the money. She's a Miami fan too, so she's saying it is crazy. She said, well, they weren't beating the good teams, but they weren't losing to the bad ones. Now you're losing to the bad ones, and you can't beat the good ones. So it's like, what's really going on? So now you got Buffalo again, you got Dallas, you got the Jets. So it's like, and I think, did you have the Patriots in there?
Who, the Dolphins? No, they played them twice already.
They played them twice already? Or they did early in the season, yeah. So they got the Jets, Dallas, someone else in between, and then Buffalo to close it out. So
somebody else
Oh shit, yeah, motherfucker. Baltimore, I forgot, yo, bro. I'm tired. I forgot.
New Year's Eve.
We could freaking fuck around and go 0-4 to close out the season, and that 9-3 can easily end up being, or 9-4 can easily end up being 9-8. The fall from grace, and that just goes to show you, finesse isn't the most important thing. It's good, it's calm, but to win games sometimes you gotta get ugly in the trenches. If your trenches is weak, you're finito. And then plus, before we go to the Giants game, fucking you had a chance to win the game without Tyreek. Like you mentioned, yo, I can my MVP moment. 4th and 2, the line breaks down, and you get sacked, and that's the game. So you're not dynamic as an athlete. You're just a dinking dunking, fucking Tyreek down there somewhere. And people call you the MVP because of your numbers. And that just goes to show y'all that numbers aren't everything. Eye test. You gotta look at your eyes and watch the film and look at what you see. Him throwing Tyreek for probably a record 2,000 yards is not gonna win him the MVP.
Well, that's done because he didn't play. He only got like 60 yards. If he had a game, he probably could have done it.
It's 4 weeks left. He can fuck around, go $150. $150 every game. It's still a chance. Still a chance.
And last but not least, Tommy DeVito upsets the Packers. We called it.
Now the Packers in that clusterfuck. Now the Giants is in that clusterfuck too.
Yeah, they're 5-8, but they in there. They in there. They gotta play Philly twice.
And the Saints.
Philly twice and the Saints. And for the Packers, man, like you thought, okay, you on Thanksgiving, you beat the Lions. You beat the Chiefs Sunday Night Football. So now you're high. You're like, oh, we here. We can do something. And then Jordan Love regresses, man. He regresses back to just bad. He had some key throws in the fourth quarter. But for 3 of them, trash. And his game was closer. His game was over. Saquon Barkley had a monster run. I don't know if you saw the highlight or not. He had a monster run and then fumbled. Like he wasn't touched, but was fumbled. Like he tripped, picked himself up, and then fell. No one touched him. He lost the ball. Good return. And then they scored. But I'm proud. Tommy DeVito led a drive, a game-winning drive down the field. And I was scared, bro, because it was Randy Bullock. And I'm like, oh, it's Fat Randy. Fat Randy, bro. I was like, nah, wearing number 46. Like, kicker should not be wearing number 46. But, man, he got him there. And I'm scared. I'm nervous. It's about vibes, and Tommy DeVito has the vibes right now. He's a vibe of a New Yorker. Well, technically a Jersey.
But it's that Linsanity run, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Huh?
It's Linsanity all over again, bro.
I mean, every year there's always someone like Josh Dobbs took the league by storm, and then he fizzled out. Tommy DeVito's taking the league by storm. So if Dennis Allen does anything right, it is, defense. So I'll go on that. But good win for the Giants. And I won $30 because I put both Titans to upset the Dolphins and the Giants to upset the Packers in a parlay. And I was like,
fuck, you wasn't even jacking the Titans to win.
Man, I wasn't. But I still, what do I care about more than my picks? Money. It was $1.50. It was $1.50 to win 30 and it cashed.
Nice.
So we take it. It's always one of those things where like you place that bet and like, damn, what if I put 5 on it? What if I would have put 10 on it? You feel me? Like if I put 5, that would have been $100.
So you basically won a 30-1 bet just now.
It was 20 to 1. It was 20.
The $1.50.
$1.50 for 30. You feel me? Anyway, that's that. That's all I really gotta say, man.
I love I'm loving the vibe of New York right now. It really does suck though that they squandered some games early in the season. You know, Daniel Jones was trash. We knew this, but the same offensive line, the same scheme. Tommy DeVito he's not trying. He's not like forcing shit to happen. He just letting it rock, and it does help when you got your family in the stands, them being crowd favorites, and the whole environment is just like you're a hometown kid. Like this is the dream of like so many kids growing up. Like, yo, like I would love to play for my team or whatever. You're doing it and you're winning. 3 straight games, 3 wins, no interceptions, and you're playing well. A little bit of adversity, but you bounce back. You galvanize your troops, and they rocking with you, my brother. But now it's like, all right, people saying he should be the starter next year. I'm like, whoa. Let's get film on him first. Then he's going to start struggling. But how he handles that adversity is that's the next step for him. If you're the Packers and there's 6 wins, I think Jordan Love had 1 turnover. But in all their losses, I think they combined for like 11. So, like, if you take care of the rock, that's in the commandments, you take care of the rock, you're more likely to win the game. Because, to be honest, the Packers should have blew out the Giants. But turnovers, fumbles, interceptions kept the Giants in it. And a team like that with nothing to lose but everything to gain, that's the theme of today. You lose to a team with nothing to lose, and you give them opportunities to win, they're going to take advantage. They're going to make you look dumb. So, Packers, you're in that clusterfuck. Maybe I could get up out of there.
I mean, they play. What they got next week? They got the Bucks, which
you're going for the Packers. That's 7-7. So then what?
1 week at a time. 1 week at a time.
Week at a time. So we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, man. That's it. Calm, almost hour and a half show, man. There's a lot of happening, a lot of chaos, a lot of good stuff for the agenda. You feel me? Tomorrow we'll be there, 8:30. We'll discuss week 15, our birthday weekend of football. We got 3 games on our birthday. Hopefully our teams come out with a dub for our birthday, and we vibe. Another year older, another year wiser, and hopefully our teams don't break our hearts. It's been a show. It's been a day. We're finna go to sleep. That's Shabazz. Wait, there we go. That's Shabazz TV. I'm Natty Baps. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. Live your life with